You've seen it 1,000 times on the news. A long black limousine, two small flags snapping on the hood, gliding through a city while crowds press against the barricades. It looks like a car. It is not a car. The Secret Service calls it Cadillac One. Everyone else calls it the Beast. And almost everything you think you know about what's inside it is wrong. From the outside, the Beast is wearing a disguise. The grille, the badge, the door handles, the headlights, all borrowed from a Cadillac, so that the most heavily armored vehicle on Earth can pretend to be a luxury sedan. But those body panels aren't sheet metal. They're a layered sandwich of military steel, aluminum, titanium, and ceramic, engineered to swallow the energy of a blast and spread it sideways so it never reaches the man in the back seat. Peel off the badge, and what's underneath has far more in common with a tank than a car. Let's start with the only way in, the door. Reach for that handle, and you're about to move 700 pounds of armor, roughly the weight of a cast-iron bank vault door. That comparison isn't an accident. The door is around 8 inches thick. There's no keyhole. There's no button a stranger could press. From the outside, there is no way to open it at all. Only an agent who knows exactly where to push can break the seal. And when it closes, it doesn't click like a car. It seals like a submarine hatch. Now step inside, and here comes the first surprise. It looks ordinary. Leather seats, a fold-down desk, climate controls, a handset on the armrest, soft cabin lighting. For a moment, your brain relaxes because this looks like the back of any expensive car in the world. That feeling is the entire point. The Beast is designed to feel calm, so the president can read, work, and think clearly while wrapped inside a machine built for the worst day imaginable. Look at the windows. They seem normal until you notice the thickness. Around 5 inches of glass and polycarbonate, layered like plywood, so deep that the outside world looks faintly distorted, like staring up from the bottom of a swimming pool. And here's the strange part. Only one window in the entire vehicle opens, the driver's, and only about 3 inches, just enough to hand out a document or take something through the gap. Every other pane is permanently sealed. This glass has been tested against armor-piercing rounds fired at point-blank range. It holds. That seal is the secret almost nobody thinks about. The cabin isn't just armored, it's airtight. The Beast carries its own supply of oxygen stored on board, enough to keep everyone breathing even if the air outside turned to poison. Hidden sensors constantly sniff the cabin for chemical and biological agents. The instant they detect a threat, the doors lock, the vents slam shut, and the interior seals itself off from the world like a ship saving itself, one watertight compartment at a time. Now, drop your eyes to the floor. Under the carpet, under the president's shoes, sits a plate of armor thick enough to survive a bomb detonating directly beneath the chassis, which happens to be the single most common way a vehicle like this gets attacked. Look up, and there's more of it overhead, engineered to keep its shape even with debris crashing down. You are not sitting in a car. You are sitting inside a steel box that happens to have wheels, windows, and cup holders. Here's the part the movies always get wrong. People picture machine guns popping out of the headlights. The truth is quieter and stranger. Tucked into the bodywork are systems the passenger almost never sees in action. Pump-action shotguns kept within reach. Canisters that can wrap the whole vehicle in tear gas. Smoke dispensers to blind anyone trying to take aim. And cameras tuned for night vision, so the driver can kill the headlights entirely and run completely dark, steering by a glowing screen while the outside world sees nothing but a shadow sliding past. Reach into the door pockets and the seatback compartments, and you start finding the things that never show up in photographs. Gas masks, one for everyone aboard. Body armor, folded and ready. A fire suppression system plumbed through the cabin. And behind a panel, in a sealed compartment, the detail that quietly turns this car into a hospital. Bags of blood, matched to the president's own type, stored on board, so that a transfusion can begin before the motorcade ever reaches a trauma room. That blood is there because of one hard rule the Secret Service lives by. Assume the worst. Then prepare for something worse than that. A few feet behind the beast, in the follow car, the president's physician rides with a trauma kit sized to one single human being. But the beast itself is the first hospital. By the time most people would still be dialing for help, the people inside this car have already started saving a life. Now pick up that handset on the armrest. It doesn't connect to a phone company. It reaches straight into a private, satellite-linked military network, encrypted so heavily that intercepting a single minute of conversation would demand computing power that doesn't exist anywhere on Earth. From this back seat, crawling through downtown traffic, the president can speak directly to the Pentagon and give or hold the most consequential orders a human being can give. The beast isn't just a shelter, it's a rolling command post. Slide forward toward the driver, and the illusion of luxury finally falls away completely. This isn't a dashboard, it's a cockpit. Screens, switches, defensive readouts, controls for systems the passenger never sees and was never meant to. The person in this seat trained for months to drive 20,000 pounds, the weight of about 50 grizzly bears, as if it were a sports car. They can throw it into a full 180-degree turn, ram straight through a barricade, and reverse at highway speed without ever losing the back end. Underneath that cockpit sits the heart of it. Not a delicate luxury motor, but a heavy diesel, built for torque, the low and relentless pulling power that hauls freight trains. From a dead stop, the beast feels slow, almost lazy, because physics is fighting every inch. But once that mass is rolling, weight becomes momentum, and momentum becomes a battering ram that nothing on an ordinary road is built to stop. Now look at the tires. They look like ordinary tires. They are anything but. Inside each one sits a solid core, so that even if all four are shredded by gunfire or spikes, the beast keeps driving, riding out on those inner rings, carrying the president clear of danger on wheels that should already be dead. And the fuel tank feeding the engine? Armor-plated and packed with a special foam, so that even a direct hit can't turn it into a fireball. Here's what most people don't realize. Almost every one of these features exists for a window of time measured in seconds. The whole choreography is timed, so the president is exposed for barely 4 seconds moving from the car to a doorway. The sensors react faster than a human can flinch. The blood was drawn that same morning. The codes in that handset change at midnight, and again the next midnight. Almost nothing inside the beast is built for an ordinary day. It's all built for the 4 or 5 seconds that will probably never come, but absolutely cannot be survived without it. So picture all of it at once. A cabin that feels like a quiet office, doors that weigh as much as a vault, glass you'd swear was water, a floor laid over a bomb shelter, its own air, its own blood, its own hospital, its own command center, and its own hidden arsenal. Every piece of it tucked behind leather trim and a luxury badge. The beast doesn't protect the president by looking dangerous. It protects him by looking completely ordinary, right up until the instant it can't afford to. And that's the real answer to what's inside the beast. Not gadgets, not gimmicks. A single idea, engineered into every inch of steel, glass and wiring. That the most important passenger in the world should be able to sit in the back, read his briefing papers, and never once feel the bunker quietly closing in around him. If you found yourself looking at that calm black limousine a little differently just now, subscribe and stick around, because the most secure machines on Earth are almost always the ones working hardest to look like they're hiding nothing at all.